I think it's also important not to lose like the inner child. Especially for me, it's really important. Table tennis is nice. We love it. That's why we do it. But there's also another part in the life in general. So yeah, if you're having fun in table tennis, everything else is also good.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Serving Up Trouble. This is the podcast about everything women's table tennis and I'm your host, Chloe Island. You're joining me for a very special episode today because a few weeks ago I was invited out to Zadar, Croatia to commentate on the European Team Championships 2025. This was my first time in the box as a commentator and honestly, what an incredible experience. I've definitely learnt a lot over the last week and I'm going to share some of that with you guys today. I was so lucky to be able to talk to some of the players behind the scenes, but also delve into what a commentator's job is, what their day-to-day job looks like. I was being mentored a bit by the wonderful Faser Riley and Jordan Wykes while I was there, so I've got some interviews with everyone behind the scenes so you get to know what I've been up to. Before we delve into it, I also want to give a big thank you to Colin Wilson, another common commentary box resident. He was brilliant giving me some tips and advice on the run-up to the event. It is very difficult actually to know how you're going to react to points as they happen. And I think listening back to some of his commentary, listening to Fraser, listening to Rachel Adams, listening to everybody else that's given it a go has really helped me to try and figure out what my voice was going to be, because that was one of the biggest things I was worried about. I didn't know if I was going to be trying to impersonate somebody else too much, if I was going to be able to bring my own voice to it, when to bring a joke in, when to bring it down, create tension, make it more serious. All of these things you have to really decide in the moment how you're going to create the viewing experience for the people watching at home. So thank you very much to Colin, who took a lot of time out actually to go through some examples that I gave him and to give me some solid advice. I really appreciate it. This opportunity actually came about because of a Facebook post, and the Facebook post just said female commentators wanted, and it was on the official ETTU page. And I thought to myself, I watch a lot of table tennis in my spare time. I talk about table tennis a lot in my spare time, and my brain is pretty much thinking about table tennis 24/7. I was like, I think this could actually be my dream job. Turns out it's not as easy as it sounds, and I'm going to talk you guys through what was going through my head during some of the points, how I managed to find a rhythm a little bit later, and also some of the mistakes that we made. We own up to our mistakes here on Serving Up Trouble, and I made one that was a little bit obvious, but I like to think that I recovered and kept going. You know, when you announce that England have won when they've still got 2 matches to go, is that making a mistake, or is it manifesting, really? I mean, you know, you get a commentator and an oracle with me. As one final bit of ado, let's talk a bit about what the European Team Championships is and how it all works. So the European Team Championships is actually one of 5 events happening across the world. Each continent has an event, and it's essentially a qualifying event for the World Team Championships in London 2026, as well as each one being an event in its own right. So you're playing not only for the trophy, but also the opportunity to qualify for the World Team Championships. In Europe, there are 16 places in the women's and in the men's event through to the World Team Championships in London. 24 men's teams and 24 women's teams went to Zadar, Croatia, and the first group stages were essentially a qualifying ground for London 2026. For the first stage, the 24 teams were split into 8 groups of 3, and they would play a round robin against each other. The top 2 teams in those groups would go through to the round of 16, securing their place at the World Team Championships. As England is the host nation of the World Team Championships, they get an automatic entry into the World Team Championships. So, why were they there? Well, they were also trying to qualify off their own back, and if they do qualify on their own, then that opens up a 17th position for another team to be able to enter the event. And that's actually the situation that we found ourselves in the women's events, because England women did qualify. And if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I would have really liked to have watched this competition. Well, you're not alone. And actually, lots of European table tennis games are available to stream and watch on the ettu.tv website. So if you're interested in watching top-level European table tennis, get yourself down to ettu.tv and follow them on social media as well, and you'll be able to see where all of those matches are available to watch either live or on demand, completely for free if you're in the UK. And with that, I think my ado is over, so we can finally get into the main body of this episode. Here is my adventures being a commentator for ETTU at the European Team Championships in Zadar, Croatia. So on the flight to Zadar, I was actually really nervous. I was trying to memorize some facts that I'd written on a little notebook. I'd made a spreadsheet with phonetic spellings of everyone's name because I really wanted to get all the pronunciations right. But all my nerves started to fade away when the plane started to land and I could see what a beautiful country I was coming in to land in. Croatia is just gorgeous, and we were landing just as the sun was beginning to set. It was absolutely stunning, and from that point on I just tried to wipe my mind. This was also helped by Lucija, who was one of the first people that I met when I landed in Zadar. She was one of the volunteers for the event, and I really wanted to have a little interview with her because she basically became my BFF, my Croatia BFF, and some of the conversations that we had about women's table tennis, especially how she views women's table tennis in Croatia, not too dissimilar from how I feel about women's table tennis in the UK. So I really wanted to have a little interview with her to see what she had to say. So here is Lucija.
My name is Lucija. My role here is my main job is working on an airport, so picking up people, players and coaches and whoever comes and take them to the van. But since the arrivals are done, my role here is to help whatever there is to help.
And what's your involvement in table tennis?
So I'm a player myself. I play table tennis in Croatia for about 15 years now, I think. And yes, I came here to work,
And what do you like about the fact that the European Championships has come to Croatia? What impact do you think this might have on table tennis in Croatia?
I actually love it because table tennis is not as popular a sport as other sports are in Croatia, so this is amazing to have this kind of big an event organized here. Some of the benefits is probably like we have all the little kids in the venue and everything, so I think it will be amazing for them to see what it looks like on a big screen, on a big tables, big arena and everything, and I think that might like hype them up a little bit for them to be like not as professional, but just to have some kind of like vision for themselves for the future. Because I myself played for 15 years and I get motivated looking at this, and I just want to like start training as much as I can to be as professional and as good.
Can you tell us a little bit about what a typical day is like for you volunteering at this event?
So I'm gonna skip the airport part because that is like quite similar, like it's simple. But here we come in the morning, we open everything up, we prepare everything for the players to come. So that means water, that means fruits, protein bars and everything. We turn on all the lights and we wait for players to come.
And what would you like to see happening in the finals?
Me being Croatian, I want to see Croatia in the finals, of course. That will be amazing. I think our girls could maybe keep up good. I don't know, I have high hopes, so you know how hope never dies.
And how excited would you be if Croatia did get into the final?
That would be amazing, because as I said, it's not as popular sport, so if they could like win it on a like in our country, in our city, that would like bring some kind of popularity, that will bring people for the finals to the venue. They could see it, they could enjoy it, make an atmosphere, so that would be amazing, because Croatians are popular for really loud cheering, so that would be really, really nice to see.
And then just to finish off, so you play yourself. Have you also done a little bit of coaching as well? Was that yes? So what would you say to like young, maybe female players that are just starting? Have you got any advice for them, or like how they should think about the sport? Something that might have helped you if you'd heard it when you were younger?
Yeah, so I just recently heard of a sentence that one of the coaches said that if there are no results, you are not a good player, and that maybe you should change sport, play something else. But I disagree with it. You don't have to be the best at what you're doing. I think the point of this sport is to love it, to play it, and to enjoy it yourself. So I would probably say to all the young girls there, like, your results till you're 18, 20, they do not matter. Like, you're just starting like your best career when you come to that age where you can like physically grow up, and then you can work on yourself mentally. So I don't know, one of my best advices is just like chill, you know. You don't have to take anything so serious. You don't have to be the best out of all players. You just have to enjoy it and love what you do, and that's what makes it so beautiful in the end. Because once if you get to that point, then you know this is for you, you know.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lucija was such a gem. I'm so happy to have met her, and I hope that I see her again at other events in the future. So what is the role of a commentator? A commentator is both an entertainer and also an informer. They help viewers at home understand what is happening in the venue on the table. I'm really happy that ETTU did a call out for a female commentator, because I honestly feel like hearing a woman's voice being excited about table tennis is a really important step in trying to increase the popularity of the sport for young women. It's part of the reason why I do this podcast in the first place. But how does it all work? How does my voice get into your television screens? Well, I did a little bit of a vlog of my day, which tells you everything you want to know.
Morning, I'm getting ready for the 6th day of action here at the European Team Championships in Zadar, Croatia. And I'm going to bring you guys along with me so you can see what happens behind the scenes and what it's like being a commentator for table tennis.
The venue was only a 10-minute walk away from the hotel, and it was just a beautiful looking venue. It was this dome-like structure, completely different to the rest of the architecture in the area. I described it a bit like a futuristic coliseum. When you entered the building, you were met by a couple of volunteers to check your pass, and then you could go into either the training hall, or if you continued on your journey outward, you ended up in the main hall where everything happened. There was a big spotlight covering the center of the arena, lit up with bright lights. And then if you went out of the main arena and took a left, I think, around the side of the building, then you would come to the VIP area where everyone would get their food and drinks. And this is also where there were a group of volunteers who really made my day every day that I walked past them.
Hi guys, my name is Eva and welcome to Zadar, to European Team Championship in table tennis.
Hi guys, my name is Tanja and welcome to Zadar.
And what have you guys been doing behind the scenes this week?
We are doing the accreditations, we are taking care of the VIP people, we are taking care of basically everything, so we hope that everything is under control, because if it's not, then it's our fault. It's also, yeah.
So you guys have been very busy over the week. How has it gone for you? Has it been exciting seeing all the action that's been going on?
It is. It's a very dynamic sport, so we are enjoying it.
Do either of you play table tennis yourselves?
No, I don't think we're a good table tennis material, but
Maybe after this you'll pick it up.
maybe. Or not.
Future champions. Okay, I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'd make a cup of tea for myself in the VIP area, and then I would go up the stairs to a row of seats and screens which made up the commentators area.
So today we're going down to just 2 tables, and we've got the big LED screens coming up, so everybody's working to get this ready before play starts. So this is my setup for Poland versus the Netherlands at 10 o'clock. So on my screen I've had to divide it into all of these sections. This top one shows me the draw, it shows me who's playing who, and that comes out quite early. And then down here on the ITTF website, there is a way to do a little head-to-head where you can type in 2 player names and it will tell you their age, their ranking, and also any times that these two have met in the past and who won when they last met. So that's really helpful for finding out some facts about the players. I'm also going to do a little bit of independent research into some of these players just to get something a little bit different, so I'm not just shoving facts at you. I want to know a little bit about their lives, what their playing styles are, so that'll be me for the next half an hour. This is the headset. Faser taught me that in order to get the best sound quality, this bit needs to be about 2 fingers width away from my mouth, and that seems to be working so far. And then this is the control panel. So this button here lets me speak to the director down at the desk over there. So if there's anything wrong with the audio or if something's happened on screen that isn't meant to be there, then I click that and talk to him. And this is the on-air button. So you guys can only hear us when we're pressing this button. So all of our swear words, that's happening when we're not pressing this button. I really did buy a whole jar of honey just to put in tea because my throat has not been holding up well with about 6 hours of talking every day. I thought I'd be able to do it because I feel like I talk a lot naturally, but because I've been getting quite excited and my voice has been raising, I don't know if you can hear it, but I've got a bit of a nasal quality to it now, so honey is important. Good morning, table tennis fans. You join us on a brisk day in Zadar, Croatia for what is sure to be an epic quarterfinals. We're being patient, biding our time. And it is the consistency of Lucija that takes the Netherlands into the semi-final. A massive smile across her face as she's embraced by her teammates. They are absolutely thrilled to be in this position.
Hi, my name is Kristaps. I'm from Two Circles Company, and this is our production room. We are producing European Championship table tennis, and yeah, here you see 2 big screens. Here is the director's position. He sees a lot of cameras, a lot of inputs, director desk, 2 replay positions, and yeah, our technical staff and director spends in this room for, I would say, 11 to 12 hours per day. And yeah, this is audio engineer desk, and yeah, this is basically all the technical brains and stuff, so production can happen. So when we're talking on the commentator's microphone, is kind of going into this desk, right? This is my magic mixer. You can see there is also, there is at 3 commentator positions coming in English, Croatian 1 and Croatian different television. So all your voices are coming into this mixer. I'm doing all the adjusting sound stuff, and yeah, and director is listening to you, and your voice is also sometimes helping him understand the game better. Yeah. How do you pick which ones to replay, or do you just?
It's usually on the replay guys, and we just look for better angles usually. We are just checking which angles sound better, just sometimes limitations or framing and stuff. But we try to show the better angle always. That's the main goal.
It was a fantastic opportunity to chat with the guys making it all happen behind the scenes. So I want to say thank you to them for letting us have a little snoop into their area and for explaining how everything worked. But while that was happening behind the scenes, what was happening on the table? Well, in an absolute shocker of a group stage, France lost their group. That was Group A. They were the 3rd seeds and very much expected to go far in the competition, but they didn't get through to the round of 16. The only hope left for the French women's team was if England was to qualify, and luckily they did. England beat Italy and managed to ascend their group into the round of 16, leaving that 17th position open for France to make a comeback. So they had to get over that loss very quickly, get their game faces back on in order to secure that position. I had a little chat with sisters Charlotte and Camille Lutz to talk about where their heads were at and what they had to do to get back onto the table for the qualifying round.
Hello, my name is Camille Lutz.
Hello, my name is Charlotte Putz. We are from Team France.
So you guys have been playing at the European Team Championships. Can you talk us a little bit about what France's experience has been in this competition, how it's been going for you guys?
Actually, this wasn't the best competition for us this time. We didn't go out of groups, and actually we had better goals to achieve, but I guess we will try next time.
When things don't quite go to plan, like the way that they didn't in the group stage, how mentally do you switch yourselves back on so that when you're in the playoffs, you can fight for those positions that you need to?
So at first we really took time to process and be how we wanted to be, sad, mad, whatever. And then we just focus on trying our best to bring the French team as high as possible, even though it was not as high as we wanted.
And can you tell us a little bit about things that you guys are practicing behind the scenes, ways that you're trying to improve your own games?
I think during tournaments it's not quite the same because you're getting prepared for the match, and I think you're making stuff that give you confidence for the match. So not actually improving, but just making your game stronger for the match.
Nice, and it's so great that you've got your two sisters in the same team together. How does that affect you? Does it give you confidence when you see your sister on the bench? Are you able to give each other good advice? Do you know each other's games very well?
Yeah, it's nice to have each other. You can speak about anything that we are experiencing. So it's nice support, and we like to play together.
Lina Rochard 1 point away from being France's ticket to the next Europeans. And she does it. Coach smiling. That's it. France have sealed the deal. They will be here resolutely at the next European Team Championships. Lina Rochard also giving her team the opportunity to earn that 17th spot at the Team World Championships in London. The French fans will be very pleased with that performance. I'd now like to introduce you to one of the unsung heroes of events like this, and that is an umpire. Being an international umpire myself, I know how much work and dedication goes into being in this position. It's really not easy. You have to be on it and aware, often for long periods of time, and you also have to hold all of this knowledge up in your head to be able to use it at a moment's notice, depending on what situations come up in the match.
I am Annett Kaufmann, international umpire from Croatia.
And how did you first start umpiring? What was your journey like?
My first umpire in my life,
Yes.
over 24 years in the European Championship in Zagreb.
Wow, so that was a big tournament.
Yes, big tournament from the start for me, yes.
What would you say to anybody, especially to some women who might be interested in umpiring? How would you convince them to give it a try, to give it a go?
Now it's a lot of women in not our organization, but not so much like men, but it's more and more. Yeah, I like.
What's your favorite thing?
Yeah, my favorite thing,
Yes.
to be at the table and good match. Yeah, when it's a very good match, I enjoy, believe me.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Umpires really do love this sport. You can tell by how much time and dedication goes into qualifying and by working up the ranks. So thank you for giving me a bit of your time over the week. Back during the round of 16, Luxembourg unfortunately ended their journey here, losing to Portugal, who would eventually go on to be semi-finalists. I had a little chat with Luxembourg's Sarah de Nutte to chat with her about her experience in the tournament.
Hi, my name is Sarah de Nutte. I'm playing for Luxembourg.
So that was a really tight first match against Portugal for you. What was your mentality kind of going into this game?
I mean, going in, we knew that it's a tough one against Portugal. We already played them a few times. It was always tough, but I'm disappointed with my match because I was down 2-0, but the sets were very close. I came back to 2-2, and I had two match balls in the fifth. I was leading 10-8, and then she finally won 12-10. So, I regret that I didn't win that match.
It was unlucky, but you played brilliantly. It was a really exciting match to watch. So the podcast is called Serving Up Trouble. So I had to ask you, which of your serves do you think causes the most trouble for your opponents?
Today, actually, it was really only about service and receive in this game. There was not so many rallies, so I think which causes the most trouble is my reverse service.
And we talk a lot about helping younger girls coming through the sport on our podcast. So I wanted to ask you if you had any advice that you'd maybe give to your younger self when you first started playing.
I think it sounds like a cliche, but always to believe in yourself, and that anything is possible. If you come from a small or big country, it doesn't matter. I think you can make it if you work hard for it and you believe in yourself.
Thank you very much and lucky today, and I wish you all the best for the future.
Also in the round of 16 was a tight battle between Slovakia and the home nation, Croatia. It was much tighter than what the 3-1 end score would have you believe. And I had a little chat with one of the Croatian players, Hana Arapović, to chat with her about what it meant to her having this event taking place in Croatia. I was really impressed by Hana's games. I would urge you to look her up after this.
Hi, I'm Hana Arapović from Croatian team.
So it's been amazing to see the European Team Championships in Zadar. What does that mean for you and also for your team?
I think it means a lot to play at home, to play in the home crowd, and it's been an amazing experience.
And you've also got a really nice team spirit. Can you talk a little bit about the friendships that you've had, the chance that you've got to help each other on the team bench as well?
Yeah, I think when one of us played, it was like all of us played and we were all behind our backs, supporting each other, and I think it means a lot in the tough moments.
What advice would you like to give to a young female player who's just starting out in Croatia, who might want to be in the place that you're in now?
I hope that they keep going, they keep practicing, and it will all come back because these moments are beautiful and it means a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Hana Arapović really was one of my favourite players to watch over the week. I genuinely mean that. She's so sharp and quick. She has near perfect form, especially on those pivots from backhand to forehand. Definitely a player to follow and look out for if you see her name coming up on any draws in the future. Being in the commentary area also meant a lot of quality time with Faser Riley and Jordan Wykes, both very experienced commentators and the perfect mentors. I wanted to know more about how they prepared for big events.
Hey everybody, WTT commentator Faser Riley here. Jordan.
Jordan's pulling faces in the background. You said you didn't want to be in this video, but you've made yourself part of it, causing mayhem in the background.
Yeah, so we're going to do Germany-France men's team semi-final. This is going to be a really interesting matchup here. The lineups are looking strong. France the second seeds. Match one's going to be Benedikt Duda, who's now a top 10 star, against Alexis Lebrun, who's recovering from injury. That's a bit of a 50-50 right there. Tough to say who the favourites are coming into it. And a more interesting clash there in the second semi, I would say, with Romania against Slovenia. So we're going to see a surprise finalist. Looking forward to getting going.
So can you talk us through a little bit about what kind of prep you do when you're getting ready for these matches? What kind of things you look into about the players?
Absolutely. So I always like to paint the picture of where we are hosting the event. So we're in Zadar, Croatia. Obviously, Croatia having quite a rich table tennis history. I like to take a look, this is a really good page actually on Wikipedia. It shows you all of the European Championships since it began in 1958. Who's won the individuals, who's won the team, even who's won the doubles and mixed doubles. So you get to see how decorated the teams are. Germany, the second most decorated team in table tennis history in Europe after Sweden, but Sweden were knocked out yesterday. So I look at that kind of thing, and then I get the player profiles up on this stats page, looking at the player profiles, current rankings and season form. So I'm never reading it out and sound like a genius. I'm just reading it off my laptop. But obviously you got to get all the tabs sort of organised so you can get to it quickly. And then I'll probably get the ETT website up as well, just to take a look at the draw, have a look at what happened in the group stage again, if I forgot, and also what's happened in the knockouts.
And what has been your favourite match to commentate on at this event so far? I think I might know the answer to this, but...
Okay, well, I've had a few amazing ones. I think that the French women, who were third seeds, losing in the group stage to the Netherlands was a classic. Serbia, Ukraine was an Alcatraz-like escape from Serbia. They were match points down. They needed to win that to get through, and they did. So I'd say that one. Or Romania versus Sweden last night, which went down to the wire. The defending champions beaten by the Romanians, so that stands out as well.
And then finally, if you've got any advice for me to help me get better at my commentating.
There's always things that you
Don't be too mean. Don't be too mean.
Okay. Oh, I don't know what to say then. I'm kidding.
Ah, damn it. Okay, fine. You can be a bit mean.
No. He's doing a great job. I think it depends on what kind of seat you want to sit in commentary. Do you want to be a lead? Do you want to be a colour? So a lead is someone who says, oh, what a shot there by Padre Francisco, for example. Or the colour is the person who usually comes in second after a rally and talks about the hows and the whys. How was that such an amazing shot? Why was it such an amazing shot? Why was it so difficult? You strike me more as a colour commentator, so I think about the ways in which you can describe something similar in different ways rather than being too repetitive. I'm not saying that you are repetitive, but in a table tennis match you can quite easily say the same thing more than once. So it's not what you know, it's how you articulate it, and you just get that with more practice.
So who's going to be lead and who's going to be colour between you and Jordan for this last one? Have you decided?
I think because I've had a bit more experience, I'll probably be the lead, and I know how to get Jordan's knowledge out. So I think I'll be lead and then Jordan can be colour.
Nice. Do you agree with that, Jordan?
Yeah. I think he's a bit better at leads. I think he's a bit better at being more passionate after the point, and then I'm maybe a bit better at explaining like how they did it.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Those two were honestly such a laugh. The amount of knowledge that they are able to hold in their heads. I mean, I know that Faser was talking about, reading some stats off of sheets, but what you don't see when that's happening is how much he is actually riffing from the top of his head. I think he's doing himself a bit of a disservice there because he really does hold so much table tennis information up there in his noggin. He really is a true professional, and it was so nice getting to meet Jordan Wykes properly as well. I think the only previous interaction that we had was me potentially giving him a yellow card at a Premier Division match. So I'm very glad that we were able to put that behind us and start anew. It was really nice getting to know him. He's also just got a fantastic voice for commentating, Jordan. I think he just sounds like a really classic commentator, and he's also just really good with the technical side of things. Coming from a playing background himself, he really does know a little bit more about what the tour is like, about playing internationally, about what the lives of these players will be like, and he's able to bring that to his technical knowledge on the table. So being next to those two was a great place to start learning the craft of table tennis commentary. While France and Luxembourg might not have been having the tournaments that they'd hoped for, somebody that was going way beyond expectations was Team Netherlands. They managed to find themselves all the way in the semi-finals, and I chatted to Netherlands team member Tanja Helle about her experience at the event.
Hi, my name is Tanja Helle and I'm playing for the Netherlands.
So we're here at the European Team Championships. Can you tell me a little bit about how the experience for the Netherlands has gone so far?
Well, so far I think result-wise we are very happy with the result. We started in a group with France and Spain, and the first match was very close. We were 2-0 down, but then we managed to turn the match around and have a victory 3-2, which I think was really great. And afterwards against Spain, I think we had a really good match as well. We managed to win 3-0, also tough matches, but I think we are very happy. And right now we are preparing to play the next round against Czech Republic.
So the podcast is called Serving Up Trouble. So I want to ask you, which of your serves do you think causes the most trouble for your opponents?
I don't think I have a particular serve, but I think I try when I'm serving to play a lot of different variations, and I think the variation itself might cause some trouble to people. I don't have a particular service.
How important is variation just in general to your game and how you play different opponents, how you approach different opponents?
I think it's a very big part of the game that I want to play. I don't, for example, I don't think I have necessarily a lot of power myself, but I think with a lot of variations, I try to make combinations that I can put a lot of pressure on my opponents. I like to do that. So yeah, I think variation is a big part of the game.
And then just to finish off, so obviously this is a team competition.
Yeah.
What are the benefits of having a team on the bench that you can talk to? Do you have a good team spirit with the Netherlands? Like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I personally love to be in a team. I think it adds so much because you're doing things as a team. So far, actually, I've been the one on the bench, but I really feel like it's a big part to support each other and be there for each other, so everyone has the best performance, and we support each other a lot, also outside of the table. So I think we have a great team spirit, and I hope that will also bring us further in the competition.
It did indeed bring them right through the competition, all the way to the semi-finals, where they were then defeated by Romania. The final was between Romania and the current title holders, Germany. And it was an epic battle, but ultimately Germany was able to retain their crown. So, to finish off this episode, I can think of no better way than with an interview that I did with 3 members of Team Germany. They were wonderful to talk to. I managed to catch them just after a training session before they went into their final match. So, thank you to all of these women for taking some time to talk with me. If you've enjoyed listening to this special episode of Serving Up Trouble, then please remember to like and subscribe to us on YouTube, on Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. And if you have the time, please leave us a review and tell your friends about what we're doing over here at Serving Up Trouble to promote women's table tennis. Let's hear now from your team champions, Germany.
I'm Sabine Winter, I'm 33 years old, the oldest in the team unfortunately, and I love to play for Germany.
I'm Annett Kaufmann, I'm 19 years old and I'm the youngest in the team, and I also love to play for Germany.
I'm the middle one, I'm Mittelham, and I'm 28.
So my podcast is called Serving Up Trouble. So the first thing I want to know is, which of your serves do you think causes the most trouble for your opponent?
That's a difficult one. Maybe now even my long serve is pretty good, so I play my long down PC.
I think my reverse serve, I think it's quite uncomfortable. Anyways, I'm lefty, so people dislike playing against me, so with the reverse service, I think I cause some troubles.
Yeah, I also think that my long serve is my best serve, so I'm going with that one.
Nice. And we talk a lot about developing young girls on our podcast. So I wanted to know, how do you think your game has changed from when you were a junior to how you play now? What do you think is the biggest change in your... Well, of course, you're still junior. You're the baby. You're the baby. I'm sorry, was that wrong?
It was the best goal ever.
I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no.
It's some insiders.
Okay, so maybe when you were even younger, then how do you think your game has developed? How do you think it's changed from when you were younger?
I think it changed quite a lot after I improved my physical, physical state. And generally, I feel like being able to practice with the senior team in the age of 50 has helped me a lot just to develop my game, to improve it, and just to see like what's lacking. Because many times when I played my own age, I was quite dominant, so it was never like really a lot of competition. So playing Bundesliga really early and being able to play with the girls and also just travel with them has helped me a lot to gain confidence, experience, and also just play better generally.
Nice. How about you guys?
Well, I think my game has changed the most in the past year. Because I changed my rubber, the surface of the rubber. I'm now playing the Atlanti on my backhand. I used to play the normal rubbers. So yeah, it changed a lot. I'm trying to sometimes take down the speed before I take on fast. And I always had a very big now with this new rubber, I try to slow it down a bit and then attack with my forehand again. This was definitely the biggest change in my career so far.
I think your game has definitely changed a lot. How about you?
I think my game changed most that I'm confident in playing backhand. Before when I was younger, I just played all table forehand. I was just running, especially when I was like nervous or something, or when it was close. But now I play maybe too much backhand. I should start to play more forehand again.
So this is a team competition. Can you tell us a bit about how you guys support each other in the corner? You obviously know each other's games very well. Do you have different things that you like in the corner? Do some of you like more advice than others? Or are you quite similar in that respect, do you think?
Well, I think we all cheer for each other, and I think every one of us likes the support from the bench. Otherwise, I think outside of the table, we sometimes play some cards together. We enjoy lunch and dinner together. But I think our main activity actually is that we play some games together.
Yeah, I also feel like we can talk always before some matches. Someone is nervous and they need like some confidence boost or something. Like we're all very open, and I think we support each other in every perspective there is, like if it's outside the table or at the table.
So just to finish off then, what advice would you give to your younger self who has just started playing table tennis? I know a lot of younger girls find it a frustrating sport. It can be hard to make progress, especially when things aren't going your way. Have you got any advice that you would give to you as a younger person trying to get through some of those barriers, you know, have those breakthroughs that allow you to make progress?
I think I'd tell my younger self...
You're still young. You're still young. You're all still young.
To always try to enjoy the sport, to always find the fun, because if you enjoy this fun, you enjoy the sport, you enjoy practicing, and if you enjoy practicing, you automatically improve. And I think if you have fun playing, then it's just easier to play than if you don't enjoy it. So I think a main part to one of the game was actually to enjoy what you're doing.
Would you two agree with that?
I would also agree. I mean, my parents, they never played table tennis, but they always said like the most important thing is that you have fun. And I mean, you can't always have fun. It's natural, and especially when you're a professional table tennis player, many times you come into the hole where you are not willing to play. But I feel like Sabine said, to just enjoy, and that it's not everything about results. Like nobody will remember the matches that you lost 5 years ago or 2 weeks ago.
You're nodding there. You too, yeah.
I agree also, but I think it's also important not to lose like the inner child. It's especially for me, it's really important. Table tennis is nice. We love it. That's why we do it. But there's also another part in the life, in general. So, yeah, if you're having fun in table tennis, everything else is also good. So,
brilliant. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you and congratulations to Team Germany, European Team Champions 2025. We'll be seeing you along with the other 16 qualifying European teams in 2026 in London. Keep an eye on the Table Tennis England website and social media for updates about when tickets will be on sale for that. That's it from me. I'll be back in another 2 weeks with another episode. Bye!